Hola YouTube, my name is Ricardo Lino and I'm a wheel addict. This is talk number, I don't know. Basically, I think I just lost the count for how many skate talks I did. I know it's not a lot, it's not even up to 20, I think it's something like the 13, the 12, something like that. But that doesn't really matter. What does matter is that my guest today, well, how can I say this? So basically imagine like a family that emigrate from Poland to the US, and then they choose to live in Dallas, Texas. Their son, when he's 10 years old, he started skating, and right now he's 32 years old. He skates for a few brands that you might know, such as Ground Control, Razors, and well, he travels the world and skates for a living. His name is Josh Glowicki, and I respect this guy so much for what he does for skating and how much fun he has. I don't even know. I guess I'm gonna need to call him and try to express this feeling for Josh during the next minutes. Hopefully we'll go for like 90 minutes. We'll see. Let's maybe just call Josh and see how this goes. Yo, how you doing, Josh?
Yo, awesome, man. How are you?
I'm good. Wait, I have something for you. You might want to sing.
Uh-oh. Here, let me have it. Yeah. Oh, it's been a while. Oh, hey, you never forget anything like this. That one's stuck in my head for life.
Man, and every time I listen to something like that, it doesn't matter. I think it's like a big thing in Brazil, the funk. But every time I listen to any funk music, you come into my head. But the craziest thing, you know what it is? It's like,
what?
I've seen you twice in my life, and I've seen you for like short periods of time, but it feels somehow like I've known you for my whole life. I don't know why, I don't know what happens here. So before we even start, let me just tell you, I think you're just like me and you get super excited when we talk about skating. So if there's any time that I interrupt you while you are talking, don't get me wrong, it's just I get too excited and sometimes I can't stop myself. So to everyone listening to these, before they start complaining that I interrupt my guests, it's just me. I'm sorry. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. That's it.
Yeah, okay, I got you. Hey, and same goes for me. I get pretty excited pretty fast.
I know. It's good to be Vida Loca. So tell us, where are you right now and what you're doing?
Well, right now I'm sitting on the beach. Listen, some BMXers skating a handrail. I'm sitting on the beach in Malaga near my first apartment.
Ooh, your first apartment, you said?
Our connection. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
I'm sitting on the beach right now, and there's a BMXer skating a handrail right in front of me.
That's cool.
And it's this handrail that me and Fred used to skate like 3 years ago when we first moved to Malaga. This is I'm at my old spot near my old house, my first apartment.
Oh, okay. You said your first apartment because you moved there. And where you still, for 3 years you've been living in Malaga, or are you going back and forth to the US?
Yeah, for close to 3 years, I've had a place. I've had an apartment, or I've had a house, or I've had a room, or something like this. I go back and forth, because I'm an American living in Europe, so I have big visa problems right now.
I know exactly what that is.
It sucks, man. Like I'm going to Africa tomorrow because I have to.
Let me make you a question. Can you go to Morocco and come back without and that sorts your visa problems? Because in Africa you can't go to a border country, so you need to go to at least 2 countries. And I had the same problems with visa, and that sucked. I even had to pay lawyers and stuff like that.
Oh, fuck. Well, Ricardo, my friend, I'm about to find out because I don't know. That's the thing. We're doing not to spoil everything, but we're doing Cayenne 3 in about a month.
I know.
And I'm going to be going to Asia. So that would help with my visa. That would get me another 3 months in Europe. But the problem is I have to stay in Spain another month before before the trip. And everything's crazy with Trump being in the office now, and people in Spain. I don't know what's happening, but it's like all of a sudden they're really watching visas. They're really watching dates. Like, I don't know. I got pulled over the other day. I was driving my girlfriend's car, and I got pulled over just because her registration, her inspection sticker was out. And it was such a disaster. You know, I didn't have my passport. They thought they wanted to take me to, I don't know. They wanted to create drama, man. It was bullshit. So I don't know what's happening in the world, but it got hard. It used to be really easy for me to chill here. I was here for 8 months one time with no stress.
What? And you left and no problems?
No problems. I left. I came back. No stress. Maybe even 9 months.
Whoa.
But I don't know what's going on. If it's the Spanish border, if it's Trump in the U.S., things are changing really quick.
That's weird.
So I think my next move now is going to be, I'm going to kind of see what the winter says, but if I'm going to be in Spain next year, I'm going to have to go to Madrid and actually, apply for citizenship and do this legit.
Okay,
So-
that makes sense. For me, like right now, I can be in South Africa with no trouble. But man, it's like I just said, it's been a struggle. Like,
Yeah, tell me, how are you doing it? How are
I'm-
you? What is the same issue?
it's all good, man. I'm like right now, I have like a spousal visa. I think a spouse visa. I think that's how you call it. But we have a baby. I'm married, and it's a little bit different, you know. But
Okay, yeah.
still, it's a mission. It's a mission to move anywhere else. For everyone else,
Yeah.
else listening to these that they have no idea what we're talking about. Well, it kind of sucks because for me,
Yeah.
I ended up like I've been living in South Africa right now for 2.5 years, and I would say the
That's
first
crazy. That's right.
yeah, it's been like dude,
Well, I'm just saying the time.
yeah, you say it. Sorry.
Good. Gee.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so I was saying that I've been here for 2 years, and over these 2 years, I probably spent around in between $12,000 and $15,000 or euros or whatever, just in going back and forth to Europe, minimum. But it's just
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Wow.
anyway.
Listen, I'm up there with you, but I'm not that close. I mean, I'm dropping money to go on flights, but I'm finding those 300 euro flights to New York and shit.
Yeah, but you were able to stay for 8 months, man. There was once
Right
that I
there.
stayed for like, I think I stayed 3 months and 1 week, and the reason why I stayed 3 months and 1 week was because the government told me that they made me an appointment for that day. And I went there before asking when I should leave, and they made the appointment for that day. So when I got to the
Oh my
appointment, they
God.
told me, you need to leave. You're illegal. And then there was the day after we find out that we're going to have a baby. Like one day after. And they told me, you need to leave and you're not going to be able to come back for 1 or 3 years. And I was like, what?
Oh! Dude, see, that's the thing. That's why I'm gonna go to Morocco in a few days because, man, I just don't want that like you can't come back sort of thing. You know, like fuck.
Yeah, I know what that is, huh? It's crazy.
God. That's the thing for everybody out there that doesn't have any clue. If you try to leave your own country to set up a new life somewhere, it's difficult, man. Like it's not as easy as Ricardo makes it look.
No, but let me tell you something, Josh. Me and you, we are really lucky. Like, yeah, I'm from a small country, which is Portugal, but it's still Europe, you know. And you're from America, so it's kind of like easy to get everywhere, to get into every country. For my wife,
Right.
she is South African. Ooh, it's a mission sometimes to get somewheres, man. Whenever she needs to go to Europe, you need to see the amount of paperwork, paper stuff that she needs to sort. It's just crazy. Anyway, let's go to the blading part. Let's
That's
Let's talk
crazy.
about skating.
Yeah, good life intro though. Come on, I mean we're both living the drama dream.
Woo, the drama dream. That's a good name for
But
it. That's a good name
it
for
is.
for a blog.
That's all it is. That's all it is, man. It's some bullshit. That I don't know. When I talk about it, I get a little angry.
Yeah, that's.
Because-
I know exactly what that is, man.
You know what I mean? It's just not fair. It's just not fair. It's like someone else's bullshit rules that you have to play by, and I just don't play that game.
Well, you can always get fake identities everywhere if you want.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
So, Josh, What's going on with razors? When are you going to have a pro model skate?
Well, funny story about razors is the thing about it is they're not. Man, it's a big story, but I designed a skate. I designed an SL skate maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, you told me that when I saw you in Honda, I think.
Yeah, it was dope. You know, it was a full-on ninja skate. Everything was black. It was simple and easy with Velcro straps. You know, I put a strap on the heel strap, you know, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And before it dropped, everything kind of blew up. You know, they lost all the budget and just typical, you know, business issues. So at the moment, there's no pro models coming out. Andy and Razors, they're just done doing pro models. You know, he can't afford to do it. Can't afford to pay people royalties and put names on things anymore.
Yeah, I remember when I last did I don't know if you hear it. I made a podcast with Andy, and he told me until there's another Brian Aragon, it wouldn't make sense probably to make another pro model. So I don't know if it has anything to do with that, but I guess there's a lot of really talented people. But yes, if it's not selling, if there's not numbers enough, like you said, business wise, probably doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad if you think about it for the kids, because who are the kids going to look up to, you know? An Aragon, like, I mean, Aragon's Aragon, but there's plenty of other people out there, man. There's plenty of other game-changing people that make, you know, break the rules and make skating look great. You know, I don't know. To me, that kind of is stupid, but, you know, that's just me.
Yeah,
I think it's all about the marketing, you know, if you market it properly, but, you know.
I guess it's more important right now, nowadays, more important than spinning 900. And I respect a lot Brian Aragon, but I think it's more important than spinning a 900 out of a grind or whatever. It's, in my opinion, it's really important what you are doing. Those blading camps or whatever you're calling it, it's what we need right now. If the sport is not as big as it used to be, we need kids. We all know that we need kids. And every time that I see what you, Montre, Richie, what you guys are doing, it's really, really inspiring. And it's, I don't know. I don't know if you guys have like a way for people to support what you guys are doing, like a Patreon or a crowdfunding thing. But if you don't, you should start one. And I'm going to be the first one, if I can, to back you guys up, because we need that. And more people need to do it. It's important for us, because I know that you guys don't do it for the money. Of course, we all need money to live.
Right.
But it's really important. Can you explain us a little bit more about that project?
Well, I mean, basically, in a nutshell, like, man, I met Aragon and Dre, like, when I first went to Europe, like, 7 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. And the first time I met them, they were my absolute superheroes. You know, they were Aragon and Dre, like, holy shit. And I met Matthias and went on tour with Horn and all the boys. And I was in this fantasy world, you know, and we would go out and we'd have fun, we'd party, and then I would just listen to Horn and Aragon bitching about like life, you know, like, I don't know. I was 20, maybe 22, 23, and I didn't understand why like kings of the world weren't happy. You know, they were bitching about money or bitching about being on tour too long and all this stuff, and I didn't understand it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So to me, that was a super important moment in my life, because I realized at that moment, like, if the people at the top, the people that I grew up looking up to, you know, are pissed off and mad and not happy with the biggest company in rollerblading, well, what the fuck am I doing? You know?
I know exactly what you mean, and I keep saying the same. I don't know if you ever saw any of the latest videos that I've been doing, but what I always finish the videos with is saying what I exactly think, which is, man, we should never forget why we all started, because it's fun, and it's the truth. We all started. It doesn't matter what you do right now, if you make a lot of money or not, but we all started because it was fun. And I'm sure that all of us, when we first ever put a pair of skate in our feet, we all had a smile in our face, even if we were scared or not. It doesn't really matter. Everyone had fun. And that's the only reason why we kept doing it. And a lot of times along the way, people lose it, you know?
Yeah. That's the thing. You get lost in money. You get lost in quote unquote fame or what the fuck ever happens. It's totally true though. You get lost along the way. It's easy.
But it happened to me
depends
before.
on the culture, you know what I mean? Like it depends on where you're from. You know, it's super easy for Americans to get lost because, dude, our culture is based on just money. If you don't have money, you suck. If you don't have money, you're not doing good in life.
Yeah.
You know, and it's obvious. It's different. You know, it's different for Europeans. I mean, obviously money's important for Europeans, but Europeans have lives. You know, Spaniards have lives. French people, they have lives. They don't, you know what I mean? Like they don't, it's different. It's just way different. You know what I'm saying? So,
but still, let me tell you, even being an European, I was never ever at the level of Brian Aragon or anything like that, or Dre or anything like that. Never in that level of being known or anything like that. But even when I used to skate for USD as a European pro, whatever, after a while you end up losing it. At least it happened to me. There was a time that I wasn't really skating anymore for the fun of it.
Yeah.
You know, after a while you end up getting like stressed because you need to be in that event or you need to do this and people are expecting that. And it took me a while to understand it, man. It got to a point that I think that's one of the main reasons that for a few years I wasn't skating as much. So what I was doing, like I started riding my bike and all that because I felt that I could push myself and I could do that. Yeah. You know that all of us have a little bit of craziness inside us. So I felt like I could push a little bit myself without feeling my feet like dying. Because with skating, it got to a point that I couldn't really skate and walk the next day. But the reason why that was happening was because I was skating for everyone else to see what I was doing instead of doing it for myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like you always need to go to a certain level. You always need to do a certain type of rail or a certain type of gap. So you lose it. So what I'm trying to say here is like even being an European, I guess it's just the society that we live in or what we let ourselves go, you know? The way we let ourselves go. I don't know.
I had a super same experience because I grew up in Texas, and in Texas we skate handrails, we skate stair rails. So when I was a kid, when I was growing up, when I was skating, I was looking up to John Sullivan and Jason Howard and these Texas locals that were just kings of the world. And it was handrails, it was full cab fish brains, it was full cab true top acids, it was tech on big scary rails, right? And after some point you realize, like, well, at least after some point I realized I brought myself up to this level because obviously it's who I hung out with and who I looked up to. So that's what you become, that's life. And so I reached what I wanted to reach, but then you realize like you can't sustain this, you know, like how many rails do you want a full cab true fish brain? Like how many rails do you want a full cab alley top acid?
And then it always needs to be big, you know, always needs to be on a bigger rail. For you to put in the next video, it could be the same trick, but it needs to have 2 more steps or a little bit more steep.
Full cab out or full cab in, and up to what point what to what point is it sustainable, you know? And
more than that, is it fun?
And is it fun? Is it fun? And can you keep doing it? Like you said, you know, you don't walk the next day. Man, I got to the point to where that's what happened to me, man. I reached the level where I was content, and I was like, wow, I'm happy with myself. I'm happy where I'm at with my tricks and my I never thought I would arrive to where I'm at. I never thought I'd be able to do these tricks, you know, but here I am. And then I reached the point to where I was just like, you know what? I'm tired. I need something new. And this is when we developed the big frame. And I pushed ground control really hard into making this 4-wheel frame with a groove. It was after I had the Kaiser level 1 frame for fucking about a year, and I was just cruising around super fast, Mach 12 street skating, like not grinding, not doing anything, just sketching in Barca, just living the life. And I fell back in love with rollerblading, with the act of moving my feet, with crossing over my feet, with this feel of 8 wheels. And all of a sudden, you know, a 27-year-old kid who's been skating for, 17, 18 years, I felt like I was 12 years old again. I had the joy, the bliss, everything changed again. Everything went back to where it's at now. And I don't know, man, I'm still on that. I'm still on that buzz right now. You know, it's crazy.
I know exactly what that is. And like, I guess we all like I just said it in the beginning of this thing. When we started skating, we had fun, and it's like it was about to feel the wind in our face. We didn't thought about doing a grind on a rail or on a stair or jumping like 20 stairs or whatever. We didn't thought about being the king of the world. It was
right
for the joy of it, and somehow along the way we end up losing it, and that becomes a problem, and it happens to a lot of people. And sometimes like I manage some social media. I'm not gonna say what brands I do manage social media, and sometimes it's frustrating because I see like some of the brands, man. If I go through the message that I get, it's crazy. I get like at least there's a scooter brand that I was managing that the brand didn't need, like, I started the thing from zero, and before we got to 500 subscribers I had around 100 messages, and the messages weren't even like, man, they weren't even promoting themselves. It was something like, do you sponsor, do you guys sponsor? And it's like, but it's sponsored, not even spelled right, it's just like, it's not even caring about, like, man, it came to a point that I actually spent the time to make a video like, why do companies sponsor people?
Right.
Why does that happen? Like, it needs to be something both ways. Of course, the riders or the skaters or whatever, they get the goodies, but the brands need to get something out of it, because, man, just like your name, there's a million other names out there. You need to give something back.
Right, because the reality is, man, the full-blown reality with everything is it's never been about who's the best, who's the most talented.
Nope.
It's never, ever been about that. It's who's got the biggest heart. It's who wants it the most. And then it's who's got the friend with the camera that, can then give the videos to the sponsors. And then it's the marketing. It's never the most talented. Obviously, there was a point when Happy and Aragon, of course, were the most talented. And that's just the facts of it. But again, it's sustainability. It's how long does that last? And then after that point, it's who's got the biggest heart. You know what I mean? It's who really wants this.
And you and Montre are some of the best example of it. I mean, like, the skill is completely there. I'm not taking that from you guys, but like, more than that, it's you and Montre attitude. It's hard to explain, but whoever saw you or Montre in an event, or the way that you guys speak with kids, the way that the passion that you put into it, that makes a difference. And that's why I think it's so successful what you guys are doing. So I don't want to interrupt you before people kill me, but please. So the question, I don't think you replied to that. Maybe you did, and I was just dumb. Anyway, so the question was, how did the whole thing came? Because you got lost in your thoughts, I think. How did the whole blading camps came?
Man, so the blading camps is a cool story, because it's basically it's this whole thing. It's this whole project that Montre, Richie, and I started with Frederick Anderson in Sweden, and which is originally back in 2011. I went to Sweden for my very first time, and I met Frederick Anderson, who I immediately became a brother. He was my brother from another mother. So quick. And right away we started to go to the skate park, go to 016 to try to help, they had super huge groups of kids skating. Mm-hmm. And so right away Fred suggested, hey, why don't you guys do some sort of class, do a little lesson. It'll help you guys. Maybe it'll put 100 euros in your pocket, maybe it'll put 200 euros in your pocket, and then we can go to Poland and do some more, and then da-da-da-da. It was basically this little idea of basically trying to create a life, a way to live, at the same moment of trying to help the future generation, to show them what's really out there, to kind of destroy the whole, not to say it in a bad way, but to kind of destroy the whole image that Andy built, that, cocaine, girls, people in limousines, and rock stars, mm-hmm. Because the whole gypsy camps, the whole original thing was to keep it real as hell, to show the kids, like, listen, we're not rock stars, okay? We're just older than you. We're nothing special. We're just rollerbladers. We're passionate people just like you, you know, and we're here to show you that if you want a future in this, you have to create it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's pretty much where the whole camp thing started. Now, as far as blading camps is concerned, blading camps is just the evolution of this, you know? Because, like you said, Montre is my hero as well, you know? Like, man, I'm the luckiest person on the planet because my heroes are my best friends, you know? Like, I hang out with Scott Quinn all the time. I hang out with Montre all the time, with Richie all the time. They're my closest friends, and they're also the people I look up to and I want to be like.
That's amazing.
And so it's really cool to be building something like the blading camps with my heroes and my friends. So yeah, so basically in a nutshell, what continued to happen is the gypsy camps kept going. We did gypsy camps, you know, in I think 6 or 7 different countries. And there were some years where we all did really well. You know, we were all making more money than our sponsors were paying us. It was crazy. And then there were years when we did it all for free. When we went to skate parks for nothing, they booked our flights and we went for free for a week, you know? And what happened to me basically is I just continued to do it. I've been pushing it as hard as I could because, you know, I don't really trust this sponsor bubble. It's a bubble. It's never going to last. You know, I want to sustain something on my own, with my friends, with my kind of network. And so the blading camps is that it's a network of friends that is going to sustain itself, you know, a self-sustaining business, you know, with friends doing everything out of passion. But it's also going to provide financial security for the future for me and all my heroes.
That's cool.
And, you know, that's what it is, you know?
And have you been... Sorry. I'll let you finish, sorry.
I just remember, like, we did a camp in Holland. Note, Warapaj, Richie, Montre, and I. And, man, it was so cool because I remember, like, before the camp, I remember talking to Montre, and Montre's like, "Oh man, life's a struggle right now. I gotta pay rent. You know, I gotta fly home and see my son. I gotta help my son because, you know, Montre has a 10-year-old child. You know, Montre's a father.
I know that.
So for me, when I build these camps and when I talk to people about these camps, man, I'm not just helping Montre. I'm helping Montre's family. Like I don't know. It's something I really enjoy doing is helping my heroes live. You know what I mean? Like it's like I remember the first time that when we made cash in Holland and how happy Montre was. Like it was crazy. Like we all made good money and we all like got to just do whatever we wanted. I took that money and moved to Malaga. You know, Montre took his son on a vacation. You know, like I don't know. It's these small things about like helping your friends who help you that I really like. You know, like I don't know. I'm not the really competitive person. I don't want to be better than anybody. I want to be with people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
that's amazing. That's like my question is: are you able to leave from it nowadays? Can you leave from the blading camps?
At this moment in life, no.
Okay. Do you think you could?
I got really close this year. I got really, really close this year. For matters beyond my control, Spain is not the ideal place to create a company. I now realize that. There's all these laws and loopholes about creating a business. That's the thing, man. I got tired of this whole gypsy lifestyle. I got tired of, like I said, I'm 30. I want a family, you know, like I want a future. I want to keep skating, but I also want, I want a family. I want a house. I want a life, you know. I don't want to keep sleeping on floors for the next 10 years again.
Yeah, I understand that. I've been there.
Right.
And I made a change, you know.
So I this year, at the beginning of the year, I said, you know what, this is over. I respect and love this gypsy lifestyle that I've lived. It's taught me a whole lot. I'm grateful for it, but you know what? I'm out of this vibration. I don't want anything to do with this anymore. And so I started blading camps on this vibration of doing everything proper. You know, I had went back to Texas. I had made some cash. So I said, you know what? I've never had this much cash before in my life. Never. So I'm either going to blow it going on trips with Quinny, going on trips with Montre, just traveling around with my girlfriend or doing stuff like this. Or I can take this little bit of money I have and go for it, go for the dream, you know, and make this actually self-sustainable. Okay. And what ended up happening, man, is everything went so perfect. It's unbelievable. You know, we did 3 camps for 20, we did 20 students per camp, and we did the first all girls camp ever. Mm-hmm. And everything sold out. We actually even overbooked August because we had a waiting list. So because of technicalities in the Spanish world that I didn't foresee and all this other crap, it's not allowing me to live from it right now. I had to hire a lawyer. I had to pay all these fees to create the company. And now because of our taxes, we have a big tax problem right now. Lots of other things that nobody even understood. Even though we hired a damn lawyer, we are right now handling all this. So to answer your question, no. Not living from blading camps just yet. Okay. But guarantee it's all there. That now the foundation's made and it's ready. It's ready.
So can I give you 2 suggestions?
Of course.
Okay, 2 suggestions on that. The first one I already did. So if you're having trouble right now and if you need any cash flow for whatever you're doing, if I can help you with that, I can help you setting like an account for a crowdfunding, and I'm sure the rest of the world will be keen on helping your projects because you're trying to do it for skating and people will be keen to help you. That will be the first one.
That's so cool.
The second suggestion is, man, it's a problem in North Americans and Europeans, which is I'm a European and I'm talking against myself. We totally forget that there's the southern hemisphere. So we end up living the world like if we skate in the summer, like in Portugal and Spain, we don't have that problem because it's usually sunny. But the rest of Europe, it's something like you skate in the summer and then you complain in the winter. You know what I'm saying, right? It's the truth, man.
Of course.
People just put their heads down and complain in the winter, but they forget there's another hemisphere. And when you're doing something like you do, that could be a huge thing for your business and also for skating in general. There's this roller skating girl. I'm sure you saw her. Her name is Barbara. She's skating for that power slide brand called Kaya. And
I know her.
Yeah,
I follow her.
She's from Argentina. She's amazing, and you know what she does, man? She's doing like the surfer's dream, like you know that the surfers that stay like the endless summer thing, and they go to Hawaii and they go here and there. Yeah. Basically, she does that, but she chose 2 locations. One is Barcelona, the other one is her hometown, which is Argentina. Wow. Southern hemisphere, northern hemisphere. Basically, she stays the summer in Barcelona, then she goes summer in Argentina. And if we do a sport like we do, that's a way to live. I'm not telling you to live in another place, because like just like you told me, you're trying to build a family and all that. But maybe if you try to somehow organize some of your blading camps in the other hemisphere when it's the European winter, that might help you, and it might help the sport too. And I'm sure there will be a lot of people in the whole world that want you around. So if I can help you on something, I'm here, and I'm pretty sure the people listening to this will be keen to help for skating to grow. So
thank you so much. That's the thing, you know, it's all for skating to grow. It's for skating to grow. It's to help the heroes keep living. It's for everything, you know. It's to teach the kids, you know, not to have an ego, you know, like, because I remember growing up, it was all ego, you know, and that's not something to teach the children.
They even made a video, man. Ego.
They even made a damn video, and everybody still says it's the best video ever. You know what? That's the thing. People aren't aware, but you got to be careful with your words these days. You can't keep saying you're in a dead industry, because if you say that, well, that's what you are. You know, you're not in a dead industry. You're in a. No. Dude, I just don't agree with any of that.
Look at skateboarding.
I don't agree with that.
Look at skateboarding. They weren't on their highest point, like in the highest state or whatever you're gonna call it, a few years, like 15 years ago. Look where they are right now. They're on TV everywhere. It's up to the people who's doing it. It's up to people like you, me, and all these new kids that will grow up. It's all it's up to all of us. It's like we have like a blank paper and we're able to write it. It's so blank right now. We can write it. We should be proud of it.
I agree. There's absolutely no rules. If you have a sponsor right now, the sponsor sends you products, and that's it. Okay, there's maybe 5 people in the world that maybe make salaries. Okay, there's not many of them out there right now. Regardless of that, you still get free product, which is cool.
But
Which
let
is
me tell
a
you
cool
something.
thing.
Sorry,
ahead.
like, you go and I'll interrupt you after.
Go ahead.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
can't.
Go ahead.
They're gonna kill me, man. I'm gonna let you talk,
Okay,
otherwise they're
just don't
gonna
forget.
kill.
Just don't forget. Just don't forget what you're gonna say.
Yeah.
All I was gonna say is it's true. It's you get these products to make them look cool. Not even to make them look cool, but to show the world that we are still doing something. That we're still popping. Like, man, there's a new Disney cartoon here in Spain, and the main character, is a rollerblader.
Is it a rollerblade or a roller skater?
It's a rollerblader, and guess what? All the kids are rollerblading again.
That's
all
amazing.
in Malaga. Every day I see it more and more and more and more. The thing is the world is what you make it. And like I said, if you tell the world, oh, rollerblading sucks, we live in a dead industry, rollerblading's dead, guess what? It's dead. It's dead to you, and it's dead to all your people.
Man, we don't need that people around. That's the thing. Whenever it's someone complaining, we don't need it. We don't need.
I agree.
We don't need
I
crying
agree.
babies. What I was going to tell you, and I tried not to forget, is we might be in not the best time of inline skating for people to make money in general. That's what people think.
Right.
But the truth
That's
is,
what people think.
but that's what I'm going to tell you. That's where the opportunity is. So if that
Exactly.
would be true, why?
Yeah.
I'm not here just trying to be the smartest, but why am I living or making more money? I don't do anything else which is not related to inline skating. Huh? Everything
Yeah.
that I do in my life is related to inline skating.
Wow.
And why do I make more money than I've ever done?
Yeah,
The opportunity
because you believe
is
it.
out. The opportunity is out there. It's up
agree.
to us to look at this blank canvas and see what
Yep.
we want to write in it. And it's
Yep.
our time. All of us. We
Yep.
can all have a piece of it. We can all write a little bit. We can all write some words in this story, which is the skating story. I don't know, like.
I agree, 100%. I agree 100%. But what's going on is there's this older generation. You know, I probably count as the older generation. You do too, but you're not in the same mentality. There's an older generation of skaters who think, give me, I'm talented. Give me, I'm talented. But you know what? That doesn't fucking work. We've obviously seen that.
Guess
Everybody's
what? Talent
talented.
doesn't.
If
The
you
talent
skate,
doesn't give
you're
you.
talented.
Dude, the skating talent, it's let's see things the other way. For you to get something, someone needs to give you something. When someone gives
Right.
you something, it's usually a marketing move. But
Right.
if
They
you're a
want
crying
something in
baby,
return.
if you're nothing positive to our industry, you're not doing any
Yeah.
marketing for us. Basically, you're doing the opposite thing. You're throwing us down. So if you're on that,
agree.
if you're in that league, we don't need you. And then if
I
you're
agree.
on the other side, you might be someone else which is not as talented, but your passion, your will,
Exactly.
you're angry to make these things grow, and you're willing to help as much as you can. I'm going to
Yeah.
give you an example of something. It's not aggressive skating, but there's this kid from France. His name is Thiago His name is Thiago Lemur. I met him in Angola a long time ago, like a few years ago. And he was into slalom skating, and then he moved to Paris, and he started a YouTube channel like 2 years ago. Dude, he makes content every day. You need to see his following. He has
Okay.
like a huge following. It's a different type of skating, but he is not the most talented slalom skater in the world. I see like the twins from Poland, like the Chapless,
Yeah.
or I see the guy from Italy, Lorenzo Guslandi, or some of the Chinese guys, or even the Russians. They're amazingly talented, but this kid, he has that passion and that will to communicate to the world, to show
Exactly.
what he knows.
Exactly.
And he doesn't know half of what the other ones do, but he teach people how to skate backwards. He teach basics, you know. But that's what we
Yeah.
need. We need more people doing
Yeah.
that and proud of doing it.
Exactly. And it's another proof. It's another good example that it's not who's the most talented. It's who wants it. Who's got the biggest heart.
It
It's
is, man.
true.
Yeah.
I mean, and the cool thing is even though blading camps, even though I'm not living from it just yet, I will be living perfectly from blading camps, and it'll be all over the world, and it's there. The foundations are laid. And it's been such a good example this year because, man, I don't even know how it happened, but it's obvious that it's something that I created something that people want.
That's amazing.
Because you said it's a blank canvas. There's no rules right now. You can do whatever you want. You can start your own school. You can start your own wheel company. You can do whatever you want. The world is yours. There's no limits to anything like that. Now, granted, I did some hiccups here and there, but everybody does that. You know what I mean? And next year, guess what? I learned from everything. And it's going to be even bigger and even better. And that's the crazy thing. Like, I'm writing an interview. I'm writing an article for One magazine right now about blading cams. And I emailed a lot of the campers. I emailed pretty much like half the campers, because obviously we have a good relationship. You know what I mean? Like everybody got super close in these weeks they spent in Malaga. And I emailed everybody asking like, hey, here's some questions. Can you give me some feedback? I'm going to do an article for the One magazine and for BMag and for stuff like this. Can you give us some words? Man, every single person, just freaking out. Just best experience of my life. Loved it. Thank you. Can't believe we did it. Da 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 da. And I mean, Ricardo, it's a freaking dream. It's just a dream idea I had.
Man, I know exactly what that means. When you're putting all your effort into something, and then people somehow realize what you're doing, and you start getting feedback from that, like positive feedback. I know exactly what you mean. Like that feeling, like somehow the feeling of accomplishment. I don't know if you can say that, but it's something like
Oh, it is.
Yeah, you start as a dream, and then you see that dream becoming something bigger and bigger and bigger. But like you said, it's important to not let yourself fall to the other side, because then there's like there will always be a peak, and sometimes we get to the peak, and then we forget the reason why we started, and that's what we can never ever forget.
Here's a funny story. I have a friend here in Malaga. I was having a drink with before the ladies for the camp back in June, and she said to me, because I mean, listen, blading camps had 0 sponsors. Okay, it had everything that was blading camps was my life savings. Okay, so basically, she said to me, "What are you gonna do if this fails? If this fails, you're going to lose everything you have, everything you've saved, your years and years and years of savings." And it kind of, it was a slap to my face. I looked at her and I was like, "What the fuck are you saying? Like, I haven't even considered the thought that this is going to fail. I'm 1,000% committed to this successfully working, that I haven't even given it 10 seconds of thought of plan B. If this fails, what do I do? No way." You know what I mean? So it's crazy. Like it's you can fall to the other side really easy with being negative and thinking this can never work. It can never work, because that's kind of the life we're living in right now with the industry, with the way people think about it. Oh, it's dead. It's never going to work. But it's all a mentality. If you believe in something, you can do it. It's crazy.
I guess I have two opinions. I guess I have 2 opinions on what you said. The first thing is, obviously, being positive is the most important thing. I don't know if you knew or if I ever told you. So I have these tattoos in my wrists. One is a brain on one side, on the left wrist, and on the right one I have a positive sign. So it means think positive. So it's a thing for me. But that's like that's one of my first opinions on what you said. Like, obviously, we need to be positive in anything that we do. But at the same time, I kind of understand what your friend said. And I would say, like, without thinking of things going negative or things going wrong, you can always have a plan B. And the plan B, sometimes it's not being away from skating, or it's like sometimes it's what we need, and sometimes that's the reason why things can also fail. And can be something sometimes like, if something goes wrong, it's just like I told you, you can have like a crowdfunding campaign ready for if something goes wrong, or you can have a sponsor that you said no because you didn't want to go that way, but if something goes wrong, there's someone that you can go at least for the first month or 2 to reorganize your life, stuff like that, little things. I don't I like.
I
I'm not
I just-
disagreeing with you. You know, I'm just saying like sometimes
no,
we
I
need
know.
that.
I just live in this bubble of life where I think everything is energy. Everything is energy. And if I put energy towards a plan B, well, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to probably need to use plan B. So my full energy is for the complete success of my dream and what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Perfect. I get it.
do agree with you. I do agree with you, and this is probably where I need to kind of create some sort of balance in my life.
You know what you
pretty
need?
Extreme.
You know what you need?
I need balance.
No. If you don't want to put energy into a plan B, get surrounded by the people which is not you don't think that they have the right energy for the plan A, but somehow they can
Yeah.
help you with the plan B. Stuff like that. It's the truth,
Yeah,
man. It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
using people.
Yeah.
It's not using people. It's
Yeah.
a different. I'm gonna give you an example of something really practical. Winter
Yeah,
Clash.
give me.
Jojo Jacoby.
Yeah.
He is amazing at doing some things, but
He's
he can
amazing.
he cannot do everything. So what did
True,
he do?
true.
You start delegating things. Like
Yeah.
I'm focusing on this. This is what I
Yeah.
need to do. But I also
Yeah.
need to have a plan B, C, and D. And an example of the plan A not working is what happened at the Berlin Winter Clash. That was a complete disaster. But you,
Which was
guess
my
what?
first Winter Clash. Jesus, what an entry I made.
I
Oh,
was
shit.
there. Huh? I was there on that one too.
Wow, that was amazing.
But you know
Fucking
what?
hell.
That made the skating industry even stronger. Yes, it was
Right.
it was bad. The reason the way it happened and what happened to Jojo, like poor guy, man. Like he's putting all his effort into skating, and then something like that happens. It takes too long to pay. He doesn't have a life to pay that
Yeah.
stuff. But when he
Yeah.
put it out there, the rest of the world helped him pay him that, helped the event to survive, and he learned from it. And right now, he's just like, there's the plan B,
Yeah.
a C, and a D, and sometimes not even having a plan B and C, and it's just like delegating different things for different people. And sometimes, if it's your passion, just delegate it to the people which is closest to you. Like I do sometimes
Yeah,
that stuff with my wife, man. Like even related to skating, she's way better on some stuff than I am when it comes to organizing. Like I have a little shop in South
Yeah.
Africa. I am so bad, man. Sometimes I am so bad. It's the truth, man. Because I live, just like you said, I also live in this bubble which is make, and then create, and then sometimes you
Yeah.
create, but you need the time to make it work. It's not just create, you know?
Right.
And
right,
that's when I
right.
need her to call me, and sometimes I need to tell her like,
Right.
please, whenever you see me flying too much, just go and cut a little bit
Yeah.
of my wings, because sometimes I need it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm lucky, man, because I have the same sort of relationship with my girlfriend, and she is maybe similar to your wife, where I'm constantly in this dream of create, and it's gonna work, it's gonna be this, it's gonna that. And Maria's nice because she can smack me down to the planet, and she's the organized. She can organize things and say, look, dear, this isn't gonna work. You know, delegate like this, and that. Where I wouldn't even have thought about it, you know what I mean? And,
Exactly,
and
man.
you're totally right about that.
You know
You're
what?
totally
I don't
right.
know her, but I love her already.
Yeah, she's a superhero. I'm the luckiest boy on the planet, that's for sure.
That's cool. That's cool to see that you're in love. So I'm gonna make one question that was made by John From right now.
What's from, gotta say?
Do you plan on being a full Spanish citizen?
Well, the thing is life may push me into being a full Spanish citizenship with this whole visa thing, and the base of blading camps is going to be in Malaga, but I mean, I'm setting one up in Colombia, and I'm working on setting one up in Peru, and it's going to be all over the world pretty soon. But the home base will be here in Malaga.
Okay, let me tell you something. With my company in South Africa, I created a little company. If you ever need to use the company to create something here, you're welcome. You can use it. If you need to do whatever, you can use through this company, do your own thing.
Thank you. Then the cool thing about the way the blading camps is set up is it's basically it's a plug and play system. It's a skeleton that I built that I can adjust to any economy, any country, anywhere in the world. I can take the whole model that I built and just move it to Norway or move it to Sweden or apply it to Colombia, you know?
Perfect.
And that's kind of where I see this going. This is gonna I don't know, you know?
Okay, if you want to apply it in South Africa, you have the plug.
Man, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hey, when is your summertime? Is it winter now in South Africa?
Are you kidding me, man? It's spring now.
I'm not sure.
Summer is coming.
Summer's coming. So, okay, when it's cold, so it is. That's how it is. It's cold here, it's warm there, yeah.
Yeah, like in February and January, like in January, like December, January, it gets super, super busy here. There's lots of tourists and all that stuff. I don't know if you have an idea what South Africa is, because the rest of the world...
No, I don't have very much an idea.
So let me tell you, the rest of the world thinks of South Africa as a place with no roads and kids starving and all. That's what... It's bad, but that's what a lot of people think of Africa, you know? Cape Town, where I live, it's basically... It's the most European city out of Europe. It's just like a European capital. Just like an European capital. It's like... It's amazing. That's all I can tell you. And we have the opposite seasons from what you have in you. And that's one of the main reasons why I started working with Powerslide, because if you think of it, when everyone else can't make marketing content like images, videos, whatever, in here it's summer, we can make it. We can still do it. So
right.
Stuff like that.
That was kind of the dream. That was kind of the dream with blading camps. We actually built a structure for the winter camps, which was going to be over the New Year's holiday. But with all this drama, there's a lot of drama happening right now in blading camps with this whole lawyer thing and the actual, the functionality of the business. So we decided to just chill on the winter camp and just wait and rehammer at it for the summer. But that's the thing, like with the good climate in Malaga, I can build camps all year round. You know what I mean? Like, and people want it. You know. So
how does the whole thing works? Do the kids go from all over Europe to Malaga, or how does that work?
Yeah. So basically, what happened is I basically built it three months. Okay, a camp in June, one camp in July, one camp in August. So giving the people 3 different options based on their schedules, based on their holidays. And this is basically what it is in a nutshell. Is I was telling you earlier that with Richie and Montre and Quinny and Fred, we did gypsy camps, which were, traveling camps all over the world. Well, basically what this is in Malaga is a big ass reunion for all our campers. That's how I built it. Because our campers are like Axel Behagen and kids like that who are started. They were our campers who were 11 years old, and now they're 17 years old, kings of the world.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy to see what they've become. So basically, that was the idea with blading camps. Was like, look, Malaga obviously is paradise to a lot of people. It's got the best skating, it's got the best weather, it's got beaches, it's got kind of everything, and it's really well priced. It's not Barcelona where it's super expensive. And it's not Barcelona where it's full of tourists. It's Spanish. You know what I mean? You get the real Spanish life. So that's basically why Malaga is such a ideal spot for everything. Okay. So it also. No,
you finished. Sorry.
just that it all started as a big reunion. And so we had 20 campers per camp, which ended up having a total of 65. 2020 and 25. So basically what happened is we had 65 campers from 21 different countries. Campers from Australia, campers from Venezuela, campers from Chile, USA. I mean, the support for blading camps was unbelievable. I'm speechless still to this day.
That's amazing.
I had a lot of help with the bladies camps from Melissa Brown. She stepped in and was when I first approached Mary and Manon about a bladies camp, they both said, oh my god, no one's ever done something like this for the girls. Like, we're on it, 100% supported. I then contacted Melissa. Melissa said that she would support this in whatever way possible. Melissa ended up booking some girls' flights, paying some of the inscription fees for some of the girls. Without Melissa, the Bladies camp wouldn't have been the same. We ended up with 20. I think we had 21 girls, so we overbooked the Bladies camp by one person.
That's amazing.
It's all because of the community of girls. And so now we're planning next year. We're going to do probably 35 girls and make it even crazier. You know what I mean? And all the girls are already. We have a group chat. We have a Bladies blading camp group chat on Facebook. and they are the best of friends. They talk in it every day. It blows up like, oh, you guys going to Lausanne? Oh, who's going to Shred Cologne? Da, 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 da. It's really cool, man. It's like this blading camp family. Like, it's something that is just really, really cool to see. Like, kind of shocked me, you know?
Logistically, how does that work? How long does it take to organize one of those camps? And other than that, like, when the camp start, how long does the camp last? How long do they stay with you guys, and how long can they need to register before? How much does it cost? I have no idea. So it's just like these questions that people that are listening to these might also have. So.
All right, so logistically it's perfect because Malaga is the city that has the most cheapest flights. There's Ryanair, there's EasyJets that come from anywhere in Europe to Malaga for like 30, 40 euros, maybe 100 euros round trip. So that's the beautiful part about the camp. So you can spend a little bit of cash and end up in a beautiful place. So basically what it is this summer it was built to be 5 nights and 4 days. We charged 399 euros, and that was 100% everything. So what we did is we picked people up from the airports, and we even dropped them off at the airports, and then we fed everybody. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner was all ecological sourced, all bio, with a professional chef. We hired 3 people to drive all the cars. We rented 3 vans per camp, and we had a full-on staff. We had a staff of seven people.
That's amazing.
And we were able, with everything, we were able to pay them proper. You know what I mean? We paid them well. We paid them well. Like, we ran it completely proper business, and which I'm super, super happy to say, because I've been in this gypsy world for the last 6 years, and I'm, you know what I mean? I'm over it.
And were you able to work with skaters? The staff, was it skaters or non-skaters? Just curiosity.
So out of everything, the cool thing about it is every single person that was in the camp was a skater.
From the chef to the drivers to everything?
From the chef, from the driver to the photographer. Amazing. Even my girlfriend was skating. My girlfriend drove one of the vans and she was driving. And she was skating some too.
Did you use one as a driver?
Who? Wani?
The Unity Master. No. The Unity.
Oh, wow. No, you know what? That's a funny story. I tried to get WoW to be a driver, but his rate was too expensive, man. He's a professional car driver, so to get him, he wanted too much money, and I couldn't afford him. That's the truth.
He is the Unity Master. You are really good in Unities. I really like the way that you do Unities, but WoW is just like.
WoW's the king. WoW's the Unity king. I hope he's listening to this. WoW. No, it's true. It's true.
Amazing.
So yeah, I rebuilt. I've already got next year's camp set up. I totally rebuilt everything, because how we did it is everybody was staying. We rented a house. We rented a 5-bedroom house in the mountains that had a pool, that had like this huge garden, and some people were sleeping in tents. Some people slept in the house, and we had basketball court. We had all this cool stuff to do. And basically, what happened was a lot of the campers, the thing is what's really cool about blading camps is it's all ages. So we have a 10-year-old there, 10 years, 12 years, 13-year-old, and then we also have a 38-year-old. Okay,
that's amazing.
So you have all ages together, and what this creates is it creates this dynamic where, if you think about it, it sounds like, oh, that's too big of a span. Like, it's not going to work out. It's too crazy of numbers. Da 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 da. But what ends up happening is, everybody looks out for each other, and really quick you become this family. Everybody becomes quick fam, like taking care of each other, And so we ended up, everybody was in a house, and I'm the kind of person that I love suggestions. I love when people tell me, hey, you should try this, I like this, you should try that. So a lot of the campers wanted to be in the city center. They wanted to go out, And unfortunately, the way I built the camp was for parents and for, anybody to register their child. I built the camp as 100% no alcohol, no drugs, no smoking, no bullying.
That was exactly what I was going to ask you now.
Yeah.
So there was 2 questions that I had. One of them is it just a skate park camp, or it's skate park and you also take the kids to the streets and stuff like that?
The thing is this is like nothing you've ever experienced. This is a full-on life experience. We do 2 skate parks per day, one in the morning and then one in the evening, because it's really hot during the summer, so you can't really skate during the siesta time. Obviously, you know. So what we do is every single day we have an adventure. So we go to the beach, we go to the mountains, we go to the lake, we go to the city center. So it's a full-on camp it's a skate park tour camp mixed with city routes, beach routes, you know, everything. It's a full-on experience.
And like you said, completely like alcohol, drug, smoking free, everything like that. So parents,
and completely everything.
So that was the second question, which is like, how could parents feel safe about, like, man, I'm a father now. My daughter is like, I don't know, like 4 months. I wouldn't think about it, you know, but when she's like 11 or 12 and she asks me to go somewhere, I guess that's one of the things that I'm gonna think of. So
that's the way. I had this fear, you know, that we wouldn't get any younger kids because of this factor. But I don't know, just the way the camps were built, I tried to give that security, that sense of security, like, you know, zero tolerance, it's not allowed, and everything, just for the parents. Because I mean, really and truly, the way blading camps looks on the outside is it looks like it's for kids, but it's really for every single age. It's for all ages, because we had a 40-year-old woman from Norway who had the best time of her life. You know, we had a 38-year-old woman from Germany who had the best time of her life. You know, we had two older guys from England, you know, 35 years old, that had the best times.
And how did the kids react with those guys? How did the kids react with older people like that?
The kids loved them. The kids don't even think about them or even look at them. The kids are kids. You know, the kids are hanging out with Montre and Richie and learning grinds learning how to flip the box like Montre. You know, they don't even think about it. But the best thing about it is the kids, the people who are 30 and plus, they help us by watching the little kids. They're old enough to take the responsibility that says, you know, let's say Anton, my friend, little homie Anton, 12-year-old from France, let's say he wants to go to the supermarket and buy chips. Well, one of the 30-year-old guys is going to go buy chips. Hey, take Anton with you. You know, watch out for him. Okay, cool, let's go. You know what
amazing.
I mean? Like, it's this sense of family and sense of what's the word? Camaraderie? I don't know. I haven't been speaking English very much anymore. I lost the word. It's just a sense of
¿Puedes hablar en
family
español?
Sí, tío, es mejor. Está mucho mejor ahora. Es que no sé.
So,
but
the
yeah,
thing
like,
is... go. Sorry.
No, that's it. Just this...
The question that I was going to make it right after, and coming from what you just told me, is it might be easier because since you are those kids' heroes, like you, Richie, whatever, so they're gonna look at you guys differently. So if you guys tell them not to do some things...
Oh, yeah.
But then I have one question, which is...
I
love Montre, you know, like... Sorry.
Not to cut you off, but listen, if Montre tells you not to smoke cigarettes and or not to drink or not to do something, and you're a 10-year-old kid or a 15-year-old kid, guess what? You're gonna listen to Montre.
I know, but that's exactly what I was going to ask you. It's like, it's just so weird. I love Montre, man. I love Montre. Like, he's for sure one of my favorite skaters. But then when he makes videos like him drinking beer the whole time, the whole thing is him drinking beer, kind of like a theme, and he does it a little bit with his social media and all that stuff. And then I think, like, how do the kids react to that? Because the kids see him doing it the whole time, but then he tells them not to do it. You know, I don't want to go against anything.
Yeah, no. This is a good question. This is a really good balance, because I mean, listen, I thought the same thing when I was originally building the blading camps, but the reality is this is what's really cool about Montre. Montre is a perfect example of somebody that does whatever he wants 24 hours a day. Mm-hmm. That being said, I believe personally is a really good example to give to the kids. I'm not saying that we're going to show the kids drinking and show smoking and all this stuff, but what Montre does with all this is show that when he drinks or when he smokes or when he does with his life, when he lives his normal life, because these things for Montre, they're not substances. You know, he's not drinking to get drunk. He's not smoking to get stoned.
No.
It's just part of his lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think what that does is it just breaks down the barriers that these cultures and our societies have built, that says you can't drink 2 beers and drive a car. you can't drink 2 beers and go skating with your friends. You know, like, I think it gives an example to the people, not just to kids, but to everybody, that you make your own rules. You can do whatever you want. And that's the thing. Like, I've never seen Montre. Montre's the only person in my life that I've never seen, like, out of control.
It's true. Well, the truth is,
Montre will drink beer as he wants to. The same thing with smoking. He'll smoke as he wants to. But Montre is the first person awake in the morning. He's the first person teaching kids when we arrive to the skate park, and he's the last person asleep every night.
And he's the first one to put the skates on and the last one to take the skates off.
always. So that being said, I don't live his life. You know, I cannot judge that.
Yeah.
You know, all I can do is respect it from an outside perspective and say, you know what? I can't do that. I can't drink a beer and go skate. I just can't do it. My body doesn't allow me to. Mm-hmm. But Montre can, you know? And so for me, it's just an example of more trying to respect people for who they are, you know? And this is what we're showing the kids, you know? And then the kids, and Montre's not at the camp telling kids don't drink, don't smoke. And also Montre's not at the camp smoking and drinking either. You know, he's very Montre about it. If he wants to smoke, he goes off and does his own thing. You know, Montre, he disappears for 20 minutes and comes back. You know, same thing with the beer. If he wants to go have a beer, he'll go around the corner and have a beer.
Yeah, basically, you guys set the rules that if you don't want the kids to do it, at least if you do it, don't do it in front of them. That makes total sense.
Exactly. And you know, it was quite an mission at the camps, because I'm not going to say it went perfectly perfect, because obviously, imagine yourself. You're 25 years old and you're in Malaga with a bunch of other 25-year-olds.
Yeah, of course.
You want to have a few beers. You want to have a few beers after a long skate. You know, you want to enjoy yourself. So what I ended up doing is instead of becoming this super dictator and like ruining everybody's fun, we just made names. I just said, listen, guys, when all the kids are awake, no way, no how. Just keep everything everything stays in the cooler, in the refrigerator. When the kids go to sleep, when the last 15-year-old is asleep, you put everything in white teacups, and no cans and no bottles ever leave the kitchen. I don't want to wake up and see any trash, any residue of any of that shit around the house. And at that point, you guys are free to do whatever you want. Just put it in a cup and leave all the trash in the kitchen. That's it.
That's awesome.
And it ended up being fine. You know what I mean? Because I can't be that guy and say you can't. I'm never going to tell somebody, no, you can't have a beer. No, you can't have a cigarette. It's your life. Do what you want. But I can say, don't do it in front of the kids. It's disrespectful to the kids. Respect the kids. You know? Yeah. And that's kind of where I draw the line, you know.
That makes sense.
So it's crazy. This blading camps, man, wow, it turned me into a whole new person, you know.
Yeah, but I remember when I last saw I saw you after that, but the time I saw you in Onda, back then you told me that you weren't drinking, smoking, anything. For a while. And for how long did that take? Or are you still not drinking, smoking, or I have no idea? Yeah,
so I'm actually having a beer right now. But the thing is when I met you in Onda, this was a really, really hard time in my life, where in a fast story, I had met Richie and Montre. Richie and Fred. We met in Canada at the beginning of the summer, maybe in April. Mm-hmm. And our first night on tour, I was starting like a 3-month tour, you know, going to go to Summer Clash and Roskilde and everything like that. Well, my first night with Richie and Fred, it was the first time we had seen each other in maybe a year, and it was NHL Finals, and we were in Canada. So we just, needless to say, we had a lot of drinks and we had a lot of fun. And I woke up the next morning just not feeling happy, you know, not feeling. I had spent a lot of money. I'd spent probably 75% of my 6-month budget in a night, and I was bruised and I was bleeding and I was just not. I was just not happy with myself. You know, I just kind of was on the floor. And so this was a moment in life when I said, you know what? This stuff just doesn't serve me anymore. Like I'm one, I feel like I'm out of control, and two, it's not helping me right now. You know,
you need to learn how to balance things. I guess that's the thing. But
Yeah.
you know, like I'm sure you've seen it. Like, so right now it seems like it's a trend in skateboarding, which is the non-drinking, the complete non-drugs, non-drinking thing. Like a lot of the guys that used to be like addicts and all that stuff nowadays, completely drug and drink free. Seems like
wow, really?
It
That's
seems like
cool.
to be a trend, and it seems also like to be a trend that, of course, just like in every other sport, there's gay people, and like the gay people are starting to come out. So it seems like it's happening in skateboarding a lot now. I don't know, maybe because it came so mainstream or whatever that it just it makes you pop out a little bit more. You know, like you're just not another one because you I don't know, in a different category. I don't know if that's the reason.
That's cool. That's kind of cool, though.
It is, man. It is. Like, people are really what they are. You know, they're known for what they are, and they don't need to hide anything. But something that there's nothing to do with that. Get back into skating, to the skating industry. Did any brand which isn't Razors? No, before even that, are you happy with Razors? Or if any other brand contact you, or did any other brand contact you before to skate for them? I think it's a little vague, my question, but you get it.
Yeah, no, I understand. Basically, the thing is I'm happy with Razors because, man, to be honest, I know Andy's got a bad reputation and people can say what they can say about him, but
I love Andy.
That's
the main thing.
This man has supported me for the last almost 10 years, you know? There's been so many times where I've been stuck. I mean, I remember one time I went to Estonia, and I was completely shit out of luck. I didn't know a soul. I didn't know a person. I had no money. I was completely screwed. And I wrote Andy saying, "Man, I am screwed. My life is over." And he sent me money in like 10 seconds and booked me a hotel and was like, "Dude, go to this hotel. There's money in your account. Chill. You're fine. Take the next flight and go home."
Before you even keep going with anything, let me just interrupt you. Sorry, because it's a good thing that I really think it's important, which is for everyone listening to this who doesn't know who Andy is. Andy is the guy that owns Razors, and his name is Andy Wagner, and we did a podcast with him. And really important for all of you to know is, yes, Andy might own other brands such as scooter brands and all that, but if it wasn't for the skate brands that Andy also owns, probably Razors wouldn't be the way it is right now because he wouldn't have the money to invest. But he saw opportunity in other sports, and he ended up making that money to make these brands alive. Yeah, there's sometimes
which is smart,
of course, but just like every other business, sometimes you choose things that not everyone likes. But the truth is making it not. I wouldn't say survive. Is making Razors the brand it is. So. Guys like Josh have been connected to the brand for more than 10 years. So now you can keep going, and sorry for interrupting.
No, it's just the thing is I'm happy with Razors. I mean, I'm of course I'm sad. I've always wanted to pro skate, you know, whatever happens. The bureaucracy behind it all, whatever. But that doesn't matter, you know what I mean? That's just an ego kind of trip right there. I don't need a name on my skate. I give a fuck. The thing is I have power in company, you know what I mean? Like if I say things and when I ask for things, I can do what I want. And that kind of freedom only comes with time, you know, it doesn't come with skill. I can't do what I want with Razors because I'm talented. I do what I want with Razors because I have a relationship built with the owner. You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with I can do right, exactly. So that being said, you know, I understand completely that what he had to do what he had to do, you know, cut pro skates and do this and that. But at the same time, he gives me enough freedom to design the big frame. You know what I mean? The big frame is my dream come true. That's my gift to rollerblading is that frame.
That's
you know?
Amazing.
And Andy gave me that power. You know what I mean? And I respect that. I'm happy for that. Okay, it doesn't say Glowicki on it, but who cares? It's still mine. I still know that I did it. You know what I mean?
And so, now people is going to know too. We didn't know before. They're gonna know it now.
yeah, it's cool. I mean, I mean, of course, there were everybody helping me, but that I pushed so hard on that frame. I leaned on them for so long. Like you're get out of this. I tried to push razors into the girl industry like years ago. I was like, Andy, destroy razors and make this a full-on woman's market. Let's get women on skates. Get Aragon, get Drake, cut all that shit. Let's go free skating now. You know, I tried so hard and he didn't want it. But now look what we're doing. It's all right. I'm happy.
The girls is a huge market, and that's why roller skating did so good.
Yeah.
So, but tell me something. And what about the 3-wheel skates? Have you tried the 3-wheel skates?
My 3-wheel skates are stuck in customs right now. God damn it! I should have them today.
Is it 110 or 125?
I'm pissed. They're 125s.
Yeah, but now get back to the thing that I asked you before. Sorry, because people will kill me. Will cut my hands and my mouth and everything. And did you ever have any proposals from other brands?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I was offered to skate for. I had an offer from USD. I guess looking back now, it was probably 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was when It was right when I got my first prototype of my big frame. And I spoke with MK about writing for USD, basically just jump every single USD power slide platform.
Mm-hmm.
But at the moment, I had just got my ground control, my big samples, and I had been fighting for this frame forever. And I said, you know what? I don't know. I made the choice just to stay with Razors and to see how this frame goes. And I was really, really happy with the prototype of the big, And, I kind of thought the future might be a little differently. I thought my pro skate would come out and everything else. So whatever. But all in all, I'm still actually really happy I skate for Razors, and I'm grateful for everything that they have. I'm here. I'm in Spain. I created blading camps. I did all this because I had the support of Razors. I mean, not the support because they didn't support it, but they helped me. They helped me to travel originally. I have my network of friends because of Razors, really.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that.
And what's your relationship with helmets? Why the helmet? I love it. Let me tell you, I do love it, and I see that most of the kids on the blading camps they use helmets. But tell me.
No,
and then
man,
before you even say anything, before you even say anything, sorry to interrupt. Sorry, I need to say that. And even just like you said the name Axel Behagen. He is one of the biggest ones out there, and you see him skating with a helmet. I'm sure that's your influence.
That's
so
right.
Now just spread it. Tell us.
Okay, so that's the thing. Like, that's why these camps are so freaking cool and so important for everything in the future of this industry. Man, listen, if you want to skate with a helmet, that's your business. Cool. If you don't skate with a helmet, that's your business. Cool. But when you're a 10-year-old kid and you're just learning to skate and your mom and dad are freaking out because, you're a really good 10-year-old kid and you're airing 2 or 3 meters out of a quarter, you need to wear a helmet for a little while to figure it out. At least to give it for your parents, because the parents are the ones buying your skates. The parents are the ones sending you to blading camps. The parents are the ones doing everything. So basically what happened was I realized my influence. This might sound a little weird, but there was a time about 2 years ago where I realized that all my ex-campers, they were watching me. Like, they were watching what I was doing. They were wearing what I was wearing. They were doing their hair like I was doing it. So I said, you know what? This is kind of funny. It was actually kind of a joke. I said, you know what? I want to put on a helmet and see what happens. A lot of things happened in life. You know what I mean? Like Dave had hit his head. Dave just hit his head. You remember a couple years back, Dave Lang smacked his head real bad and went to the hospital.
Yes.
It was like it happened back to back. I was in a contest in Sweden with Fred, my friend Fred. Frederick Anderson smacked his head on a jump box. The next day, Dave hit himself on the head Dave knocked himself out and almost died. The following day, Montre clobbers himself with no helmet. At this point, I said, you know what? This is just crazy. All my friends are dropping like flies. Like, no way.
It's just ego, man. They're not using helmet. Most of the time it's just ego because you think it's cool. But the truth is, you just said it, like the young kids use it, and then the older people ends up using. So there's like a few ages that, like a little, I don't know how you call it, like an interval of age, like
Yeah.
From the 15 to the 30th that you want to be in the cool, the cool part of it that you don't use a helmet. But if you think of it, it can save your life. So keep going. Sorry.
and that's what happened. So like all my friends started hitting their heads like crazy, right? And then I got the big frame prototype came out, and I was on 72 millimeters for the first time in my life. And guess what? I was fucking flying. I was going so fast. That was the reason I loved the big frame, was because I went so fucking fast. I jump into banks. I dropped in banks. I don't know if you saw Sota, but I did this. Do you know this drop in I did in Malaga, where it's like a big water drain? They drop all the way down.
Transition. I know that one.
To a quarter pipe, right?
Yes.
Man, this spot right there was one of the main reasons I was like, okay, I am never taking this helmet off, because it was the most complicated spot. Obviously, you don't see it in the video. It looks like it's fucking easy. You just drop in and roll the quarter pipe. But these walls, I mean, I had like maybe 1 or 2 meters. You know what I mean? Between my head. You know what I mean? So I'm dropping down this fucking ski slope of a runway, and you have to like curve to the left really fast before you hit the transition. Launch, air, land, and then curve to the right.
Oh, I know that one. I know what you're saying. I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just the things I'm doing these days. If I don't wear a helmet, I'm fucking stupid. It's just the bottom line. I like to go really fast, and I like to go down big things. So I don't know what can happen, and I'm at this point to where I'm not trying to be cool. I'm looking at what the cool people are doing, and I'm going the opposite direction. And that's been my thing for the last couple of years. Oh, you know, you're dressing in all black and looking like that. I'm going this way, and I'm going to wear a helmet, and I'm going to dress in all white, because that's who I am. You know what I mean? I see trends, and I go the opposite way. It's something in my personality, and I don't understand it. But that's just who I am. You skate 2 wheels, you skate Flintstone skates? Good, I'm going to skate flat rocker and go fast. You know, enjoy tic-tacking around.
Flintstone skates?
I call it Flintstone skating. Have you seen the cartoon of the Flintstones? That's what it's called. Course. It's with the two guys trying to make the car go fast. That's what it looks like. It's embarrassing. Skating on two stones, Flintstone skates is embarrassing.
Man, I had this conversation with Niels. The last skate talk that I had is like, I've been skating. I've been skating flat for a while. I've been skating. I was skating the ANs 80s, and I also had the 72s, and now I mainly got the 72s. I don't aggressive skate as much as I used to before, but I do skate every day, and most of my skates are flat. But like a month, probably like 1.5 months ago, or maybe 2, I tried to skate some skates like with a anti-rocker setup. So I had some Dustin Rubeski 59mm wheels with like a regular fluid 4 frame or something like that. Dude, I couldn't turn. I could not turn.
You can't turn.
I couldn't turn, and every time that I would try to lean a little bit, the boot would touch, and then the wheel slides that you can do on bigger wheels. Every time that I tried it, the boot would touch, and then the plastic touches, and I didn't have control. But I'm not gonna say shit on what I used to skate. It's just like it's a different type of skating. I don't mean
to be like that.
Yeah, it's a different type of skating, and I just can't. It needs time to get used to it. And I also told these to Niels. It's crazy what Alex Brosco is doing with those skates, and it was crazy.
Oh yeah,
and it was crazy to see. A little video that Brian
Aragon
on
2 wheels.
He's
Alex
anti-rocker,
still on
man.
2 wheels?
Yeah, anti-rocker. And I
don't think so. I don't think so.
Dude, he is. And
I think Alex is on 4 these days. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I can't tell. I always try to see if he's skating 2 or 4. But I got a feeling like Alex is on 4 wheels now.
Dude, have you seen Brosco's video that came out like yesterday or 2 days ago on social media with Valo skates? He was skating
with the
anti-rockers. He was skating
with the illusion fish brain on the wall?
Yes. 68 millimeters
God.
58 millimeters on Valo frames or ground control frames or Creator Regional. I don't know what frame was that. No, what's the name of that? The brand from John Julian? I don't remember.
Yeah. It's them goods, right?
But there's a name for the frame. I don't remember the name of the frame. Anyway, Farmer has a frame, and
I know what you're talking about. I forgot also. Shit.
Damn it, it's bad. Anyway,
we're not good skaters. We forgot Julio's company. Sorry,
dude,
Julio.
wait, let me Google it real fast. Farmer frame. I'll tell you right away. Chris
Shit,
Farmer.
I want to say Dyna, but no way, it's Dyna.
No. It was one. Chris Farmer frame. So blah, 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 blah. It's the brand is here. Yeah, Frameworks.
Frameworks, youth frameworks. Yeah.
So I think Aragon was skating with the Frameworks frame and John Julio 2 boot and 58 millimeters, and he was flying. I don't know how he skates like that. I was going mad. Like I was watching that, I was like, whoa, it is possible.
Well, I mean, we all know Alex is king of the world. That's for sure. That's for sure.
I guess all of like.
I mean, it depends on the person, but you know what? Alex makes it look good, but you put somebody that doesn't know how to skate, like the first time you ever skate, you put them on Flintstones, and man, it's so embarrassing. It's so fucking embarrassing. They don't know what they're doing. They fall. Alex is Alex. He can do it. He's king. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing it his whole life. He's a hockey player.
So tell me something. When your pro skate was supposed to come out, was it supposed to come out with big wheels, or what was it?
Of course, baby. It was a full-on flat. It was the big frame on the skate. It was gonna drop all together, man. The new big frame on the new Glow with the 72s all black. Oh man, it was beautiful. Flower had a nice flower of life on the cuff.
Ooh. You need to send me a picture of that, man. I want to see it. Come on.
Dope. I'll send you the designs.
Please, let's put the image of the skate. Do you think it's okay if we put it like? Have you seen the images that I put on all these skate talks? It's just like someone looking at a phone, and in the phone usually I put the picture of it. But if we can put the picture of the skate, at least people can see the skate.
Let's see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe if it works, we'll do it. Anyway, so the thing is, we have like 5 minutes more before I finish this. I'm trying to never go over 90 minutes so that I can also upload it on on Apple. I don't even know how to say it.
Oh, that's tight. That's tight. Well, what do we got left?
We got 5 minutes, I think. So, is there anything that you want to say in the next 5 minutes?
Man, I just want to say thank you to you. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to talk to me.
No, man, are you kidding me?
And I'd also like to say, no, man, come on. I know you're a busy man. You got a family, you got a wife, and come on.
Man, this is what I do for a living. Skating, like, yeah, I'm doing this. This might seem weird, but the first thing that I did when I moved to Cape Town, South Africa, is I rented a space, and that's something, man. I want to be related to skating, and I rented an office, and I started doing my stuff in an office. I don't do it from home, you know. I rented a place where I came, and I started doing whatever I need to do. Social media management, I do it here. I need to do pictures, I do it from here. I want to keep my skates, I do it from here. I try to take care of it as a profession, which is what it is for me. So I rented my office. This is where skating should stay. And that's it. So for me, I'm right now during the time of my day that I'm working, and what I'm doing with you right now is working. And yes,
well, that's awesome.
It's the truth,
you're
man.
A hero
I want
of mine,
more
Ricardo.
people.
You're a big hero of mine, man. Since we first met, when we first, I remember meeting you and when skating in it wasn't Cordoba. It was Cordoba, or where it was. It was the event in Cordoba. Yeah,
the roller skating.
Man, I was just blown away by not even by your skill level, just by your personality and who you are, man. You're an absolute legend.
Thank you so much, man. It really means a lot for me coming from you, because the way I started this thing is I'm so excited. Before I even called you, I was just saying in the intro, I'm so excited about talking to this guy. Let's see if I even let him talk, because it's me, man, and I know that you are like that. So I was quite curious. I was quite curious about it. We're both like that. We feel it like in our skin. That's like I'm moving my arms now like I'm a crazy guy, like a bird trying to fly.
Yeah. No, but I remember meeting you thinking like, wow, this guy is awesome. Like, he's totally me. Like, it's a different me, but it's me. I can remember sitting having a couple beers with you after the contest, or before the contest, actually.
Yeah, on top of the thing. That was amazing, man.
Yeah, up top. Yeah. Hell yeah, that contest paid my rent. Fuck yeah.
That was cool. That's a shame that park is not there anymore.
Yeah, I know. I tried to do a camp with them, and they're not very nice people. Eh? Tell you what. But whatever. They're in it for the wrong reasons. That's okay.
They were. They're not anymore. Anyway, I don't have anything
No.
to complain about those guys. They were cool to me, but still, I get what you're saying. A lot of people have like different ways of seeing things, and
Yeah.
sometimes seeing things as a business makes things
Yeah,
harder.
exactly.
Like I said to you, like yes, I did start renting my place and looking at these as my work, but at the same time, it's my passion. And I can never forget
Yeah.
that, because if I ever forget that
Yeah.
this is my passion and I become greedy and all that stuff, it's not gonna work. That's not me. So
No, that's true. That's true. And I'm realizing the same thing with the blading camps. You know what I mean? Like, I realized it, and I realized I had to take it more serious. You know what I mean? I can't just go lollygagging around. I have kids. You know, I got kids. I'm responsible for kids. You know, like parents are giving me this responsibility. You know,
It's a
I had to go
huge
pick
thing,
up
huh?
so many kids from the airport. You know what I mean? Like, I had to go through security, go through the airport, pick them up from the airport, bring them back. Like, it's crazy, man.
yeah, I
But
can imagine.
I'm happy. I'm so juiced. That's the thing. That's what I want to say before we end all this. I want to say thank you to every single person who's listening, and every single person who puts on a pair of rollerblades. Because like you said in the beginning, like, there's a reason you do it, and you do it because it makes you happy. And that's all we're trying to do. That's all we're trying to grow. We're not trying to grow some ego. I'm better than you. You're better than me. We're just trying to grow a sport that people love and share. And that's what blading camps is. And that's why I hope everybody, no matter how old you are, think about it. Bring your ass down to Malaga. It's obviously going to be the best experience of your life. And just keep rollerblading, man. Keep sharing your passion with people, because that's all that it's going to help you grow. Quit saying it's dead. It's never been dead. It's not going to die unless you die, you know?
Thank you so much, Josh. Thank you so much for spending the time to do this. And I hope you did finish your beer, because we've been speaking a lot. Okay. I'll speak
Ricardo.
to you soon. Huh? Thank you so much. Cheers, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Cheers.
Have a great day. See you in
too,
Cape Town
man.
very soon.
Cheers.
Ciao.
And let's try to stop this. And that was it. Josh Glowicki. Just, what can I say? Amazing. I'm like, every time that I speak with this guy, I don't know, I just want to put my skates. I guess everyone else felt the same. So what can I say? Like, let's try to support this guy. If you guys think that we should somehow try to support these blading camps, just drop me a comment down in this podcast, or send me a message, or send a message to Josh, and maybe let's try something. Let's try to bring these up. Let's try to bring these available to even more people. Josh totally deserves it, and we as skaters should be really proud to have people like Josh in our worlds. And that's it for today. I hope you did enjoy this skate talk. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you're listening to this on the iTunes podcast also, I guess you're already subscribing. And give me some thumbs up if you like it. If you didn't like it, give me thumbs down, but let me know what you didn't like about it. And other than that, let's just all not forget why we all started skating, because it's fun. Cheers, guys. Hope to see you soon.
Vou viver até quando